BookTubers, and welcome to my pocket of joy. You can probably tell from this gorgeous t-shirt that I am a Hufflepuff, a very proud Hufflepuff. And so I thought that for the first time I would do a book haul on YouTube, that I would do a Hufflepuff themed one. And this means that I watched videos, read articles where people and other booktubers recommended books for Hufflepuff. So in the sense that Hufflepuff readers would enjoy these books more than eventually a Gryffindor or a Ravenclaw or a Slytherin reader. The values of these recommended books align with the values of Hufflepuff, which means these are basically patience, equality, justice, patience, and basically doing the right thing. So I've linked in the description below all the articles and YouTube videos that I watched. You can definitely check them out. And I've selected a few of those recommendations. I didn't choose everything, and let's go through it. So the first book is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alira Saints. I'll read just the back for you. Dante can swim, Ari can't. Dante is articulate and self-assured. Ari has a hard time with words and suffers from self-doubt. Dante gets lost in poetry and art. Ari gets lost in thoughts of his older brother who is in prison. Dante is fair-skinned. Ari's features are much darker. It seems that a boy like Dante, with his open and unique perspective on life, would be the last person to break down the walls that Ari has built around himself. But against all odds, when Ari and Dante meet, they develop a special bond that will teach them the most important truth of their lives and help define the people they want to be. But there are big hurdles in their way, and only by believing in each other and the power of their friendship can Ari and Dante emerge stronger on the other side. So this feels like a very heartwarming and probably at times heartbreaking read, but I'm really excited to start this one. Book 2 is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. When Rosemary Harper joins the crew of the Wayfarer, she isn't expecting much. The Wayfarer, a patched-up ship that's seen better days, offers her everything she could possibly want. A small, quiet spot to call home for a while, adventure in far-off corners of the galaxy, and distance from her troubled past. But Rosemary gets more than she bargained for with the Wayfarer. The crew is a mishmash of species and personalities, from Sissix, the friendly reptilian pilot, to Kizzy and Jenks, the constantly sparring engineers who keep the ship running. Life on board is chaotic, but more or less peaceful. Exactly what Rosemary wants. Until the crew are offered the job of a lifetime, the chance to build a hyperspace tunnel to a distant planet. They'll earn enough money to live comfortably for years, if they survive the long trip through war-torn space without endangering any of the fragile alliances that keep the galaxy peaceful. But Rosemary isn't the only person on board with secrets to hide, and the crew will soon discover that space may be vast, but spaceships are very small indeed. So, if you couldn't tell, spaceships and all, this is a sci-fi, but it's not a sci-fi Star Wars kind of thing where I mean, G described it the best way. It's not a pew 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 sci-fi, so it's more focused on the relationships in this spaceship between the different species that live together in the same spaceship. So I think there is a lot talk about accepting others and friendships and loyalty, because in a crew that you have to have loyalty as well. So I think this will be a very great Hufflepuff read. Book number 3 is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. And just look at this beautiful cover. It just shimmers a little with little stars and all. So I've been wanting to read this book for a long time, but at the same time I'm like, ooh, I really don't, because it happens in World War II and it's always so heartbreaking, and sometimes I just don't feel like reading all that heartache all over again, you know. But I think this book is heartwarming as well, and I'll just read the back for you real fast. It starts really well. Here is a small fact. You are going to die. 1939, Nazi Germany. The country is holding its breath. Death has never been busier. Liesel, a 9-year-old girl, is living with a foster family on Himmel Street. Her parents have been taken away to a concentration camp. Liesel steals books. This is her story and the story of the inhabitants of her street when the bombs begin to fall. I don't know more than that, but from the whole thing that she steals books, I think it has to do with the fact that in Nazi Germany they used to burn books, and she probably steals the books to save them. This is just my assumption. I think it will definitely be a really great book to read. Book number 4, The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. So this is a middle grade book, so it will be quite easy to read, but I felt like buying this one because I have a whole thing about the moon. I just love it so much, and the title is just, it's just so beautiful. There is magic in starlight, of course. This is well known. Moonlight, however, that is a different story. Moonlight is magic. Ask anyone you like. Every year the people of the Protectorate leave a baby as a sacrifice to the witch who lives in the forest. But the witch, Xan, is a kind one. She rescues the children and delivers them to welcoming families on the other side of the forest, nourishing the babies with starlight on the journey. But one year, Xan accidentally feeds a baby moonlight instead of starlight, filling the ordinary child with extraordinary magic. Xan decides she must raise this girl, whom she calls Luna, as her own. As Luna's 13th birthday approaches, her magic begins to emerge with dangerous and thrilling consequences. Oh look, there's a tiny dragon. That is so cute. I just feel this is going to be so magical, so I cannot wait to read this. Maybe I'll start with this one, I'm not sure. Yeah. Book number 5 is, it's number 5. Lily and the Octopus by Stephen Rowley. And look at this cute little face. I'm so cute. So the story is, Lily and the Octopus is an epic adventure of the heart. This is a story about that special someone, the one you trust, the one you can't live without. Live without. For Tad Flask, that someone special is his aging companion Lily, who happens to be a dog. Lily and the Octopus reminds us how it feels to love fiercely, how difficult it can be to let go, and how the fight for those we love is the greatest fight of all. Remember the last book you told someone they had to read. Lily and the Octopus is the next one. Book number 6 is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. And I had to pick this one when it was recommended in one of the articles, because as if you've seen my last video, I speak of Use This with Maury, and I loved the book so much. I mean, I cried my eyes out during the whole book. Thank God it was small. And I thought if that book was so great, he probably will continue writing this good and this heartwarming as well, with so many beautiful timeless life lessons as well. So I decided to pick this one, and it looks really good. On his 83rd birthday, Eddie, a lonely war veteran, dies in a tragic accident trying to save a little girl from a falling cart. With his final breath, he feels 2 small hands in his, and then nothing. He awakens in the afterlife, where he learns that heaven is not a lush Garden of Eden, but a place where your earthly life is explained to you by 5 people who were in it. These people may have been loved ones or distant strangers, yet each of them changed your path forever. This is so good. I can't wait to read this one. Last but not least, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I had bought this one before I decided to make this a video, but when I saw that it was recommended in one of the articles as being a Hufflepuff read, I thought this is the opportunity to read it. And I had bought this one because I'd read the first book of Madeline Miller. Was it the first or is it the second? I don't know, but the other book from Madeline Miller, which is Cersei. And I really loved Cersei. I loved the whole mythology, which I thought, and the whole perspective from her point of view, as Cersei is actually a very, very, very small character in the Odyssey. And she is given a whole life from the moment she is born until much years and years and centuries later, actually. And I just loved it, and I've heard so much good from The Song of Achilles that I decided I had to have it as well, because it's probably going to be an amazing read. And it reads like this. Greece in the Age of Heroes. Patroclus, an awkward young prince, has been exiled to the court of King Peleus and his perfect son Achilles. Despite their differences, Achilles befriends the shamed prince, and as they grow into young men skilled in the arts of war and medicine, their bond blossoms into something deeper. Despite the displeasure of Achilles' mother, Tethys, a cruel sea goddess. But when word comes that Helen of Sparta has been kidnapped, Achilles must go to war in distant Troy and fulfill his destiny. Torn between love and fear for his friend, Patroclus goes with him, little knowing that the years that follow will test everything they hold dear. And I've heard you cry with this one, so I think I need to buy some tissues. I'm really excited to start these books. These will be like my priority after I finish the book I'm currently reading, and hopefully maybe I'll make a video with my opinion on about these books. And I thought that because every year come new books, that I'll do at least once a year a new Hufflepuff book haul. If you are not a Hufflepuff and belong to any of the Hogwarts houses, you can check the videos of A Clockwork Reader and Book Roast. They did, as well as the Hufflepuff ones that are linked in the description below, they did recommendation videos for Gryffindor, Slytherin and Ravenclaw as well. So I watched them too, and they were great, so I recommend them absolutely, definitely. But if you are a Hufflepuff and you've read any of these books, or maybe haven't, but or you suggest any other ones, please leave a comment and I'll be happy to reply. Hope you liked this short video. If you did, give it a little thumbs up, and if you want to stick around, feel free to subscribe. Have a lovely week, don't forget to be kind, and I'll see you in my next video. Toodaloo! Equality of by Benjamin Alira Saints. Alira Saints? This is the whole story. I